So far, what we've done is 3 of the 12 passages that we're using in terms of retraining ourselves, re-educating ourselves, and hopefully using for kids as well. So what I want to do today is for us to look at the next passage. We're going to spend quite a bit of time on it because the concept is a little complex, easy to understand, but complex at some level, and see where that takes us. I'm going to read the number 4. All Israel have a share in the world to come, as it is stated, and your people are all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. They are the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, in which to take pride. Now, what does this come to teach us? Firstly, we're saying that there's hope for all of us. Doesn't matter who you are, how you've lived your life, you have to know that you have access to a very glorious destiny. But I'd like for us to understand that at a little bit of a deeper level. When the Mishnah uses the phrase world to come, olam haba, it could mean one of 2 things. Either Gan Eden, what we call Gan Eden, which is the realm of existence which is just for souls after they leave this world. So a person passes away and enters into Gan Eden. Or Olam Haba, the world to come, refers to the era of Mashiach. Now, what exactly is the passage referring to here when it says all of us have a portion in the world to come? Most Jews, almost everyone, enters into the heavenly realm. But the difference is, in that realm, according to the way we lived our lives, we will have a different quality of revelation of godliness. Depending on the degree to which we fulfilled our mission, we're in touch with our true I here in this world. We're living in accordance with the will of God. That's the degree of revelation, of godly light and radiance that will shine upon us and that we will be able to absorb in the next world. When we're talking, however, about the era of Mashiach, resurrection of the dead, there we are addressing a realm, a state of existence that every single Jew has without exception, any Jew who has ever lived. And that reward, that state of being is equal for everyone. Now, what's the reason for that? Meaning to say that when Mashiach comes and all Jews are alive, it's something that is very, sounds mysterious, miraculous, otherworldly, strange to us. But our sages tell us, yes, there will be a time when every person who has ever lived is going to come back into their original body and live and serve God in a rectified and redeemed world. What's the difference between that state and the spiritual world of Gan Eden, meaning why in that state all of us have it equally, and in the realm of Gan Eden there are differences? We are taught that Gan Eden is a reward primarily for the study of Torah. So the degree to which I learn, comprehend, absorb the Torah, that's going to change me. And that corresponds to the degree to which I will be able to absorb the godly light in the world of souls. And because people learn in very different ways, they meditate and they cogitate on godliness in different ways, therefore the reward in the next realm is going to be different. But when we come to the world of Mashiach, resurrection of the dead, that era is primarily a reward for the fulfillment of mitzvahs. Why so? God's ultimate desire is not to have a world that is heavenly. God gave the Torah. He didn't stop at creating the heavenly realms. He made an earthly, physical, limited existence. And He gave the Torah to us here, not to the angels in heaven, but to people on earth. Because God's innermost desire is that a place that apparently contradicts His existence, calls out, me and nothing else. God is a stranger. God has left the world. That place, that calls out the opposite of the truth of Shema Yisrael, of Hear, O Israel, there is one God and God is one, that's the place that God wants himself, his essence, to be manifested and revealed. And how do we bring that about? We who are his partners in creation, how do we generate a state of reality where the world is calling out, physical matter is calling out, there's nothing other than God. He is the source of my existence. It doesn't happen so much through the study of Torah as it does through the performance of mitzvahs. When I light candles, I elevate those candles. When I say a blessing on food, I elevate the food. Put on tefillin, I elevate the tefillin. If we think about that for a moment, just take the candles. Every mitzvah that you do is not personal, it's not individual, it's cosmic in its implications. Why? Well, my body is standing up at those candles in order to light them. All of the food that I ate during the day that gives me vitality to do that is elevated. Let me think about that food. What about the farmer that grew it? The sun that shone on it? The rain that watered those vegetables? What about the truck that came to pick it up and transport it to the store? And the person who made the truck, and the food that fed the person who made the truck that carried the food to the store that I bought to eat and is now helping me to light the candles. You can see that it's really cosmic in its implications. And not only that, I'm lighting my candles, whether they're of oil or of wax, that also is elevated, and everything that went into generating and bringing those candles to my home is also elevated. So every time you do a mitzvah, you are quantumly changing reality, bringing the world to a greater degree of refinement and allowing it to call out, Ein Od Milvado, there is nothing other than God. That's why the era of Mashiach, which is about manifesting the oneness of the Creator, despite the apparent contradiction that He is not here, is dependent not so much on our study of Torah as it is on our performance of mitzvahs. And all of us do mitzvahs. All of us are engaged on an ongoing, constant basis with doing mitzvahs. The Talmud says that even the deliberate sinners amongst the Jewish people are full of mitzvahs as a pomegranate is of seeds, packed with good deeds. And we learn God increased, He made numerous mitzvahs, hundreds, thousands of things that we can do, so that even if we don't know it, even if you don't consciously engage in it on a daily, ongoing basis, you are involved in refining the world and bringing it closer to its ultimate purpose. And as a result of that, every single one of us is guaranteed a portion, a place in the world to come. Now, why would this be an important passage to give over to children to inculcate in ourselves? Sometimes we think it's the big things that count, especially in a culture that encourages us to have our name up in lights, to be famous, to be wealthy, to do glamorous and big things. Kol Yisrael, this passage, every Jew has a portion in the world to come, teaches us your mundane acts are the most important things. It's those little daily deeds of kindness, reaching out to another person, saying a blessing on food, lighting the candles, those things that could seem so counter the desire for enlightenment. You know, I'm looking to be enlightened and to release my soul and shine. I'm looking to bring light into the world. How do I do that? It's not about personal enlightenment. My mission here is to partner with God. I have the great merit of being invited by the Creator of the universe to help Him actualize His vision and actualize His dream. And it's through the performance of mitzvahs that I manage to do that. So after everything that we've learned about inheriting the Torah and feeling the oneness of God and His divine providence and intimate care for me, about the need to go out of Egypt, I then turn into my life as it is today and say, I will celebrate all of my mundane acts because each one of them is bringing the world closer to the ultimate redemption.